On today's episode, we'll be going over 5 tips for building a raised bed. Peace and blessings, and welcome to another helpful garden video from Green Life. First, I would like to give thanks to a very important man, a man who has personally inspired me on my journey in agriculture, who has believed in me along the way, who has given me encouraging and motivating words to help me along this journey. I would like to thank the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. If it wasn't for him, I would not be able to bring you the content that we are striving to bring you on this channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Tip number 1. When getting your wood for your raised bed, you want to go with untreated wood. Treated wood will last longer, but treated wood is treated with chemicals to stop the wood from decaying as faster. You may think to yourself, hey, isn't that a good thing? Yeah, in the way of decaying wood, but those chemicals that they put on the wood that are beneficial to longevity of the wood, that may be good for your house and other structures, is not good for your garden. The same chemicals that's on the wood will leach into your soil, which means leak into your soil, and it will put that same amount, those same chemicals into your fruits and vegetables. Not a good thing. Untreated wood is where you want to go. Tip number 2. You want to get screws instead of nails. A lot of people like using nails to put their boxes together. Well, nails are a lot easier than screws because you don't have to use a drill. But screws will last a lot longer. What you want to do when you go to your local hardware store is you want to get screws that are around 3 inches in length, depending on the size of your boards. The main objective is you need enough screw to get through the board and to be able to secure to the next board. So make sure your screws are long enough when you get your screws. Another thing is you want to make sure your screws are outdoor exterior screws. Sometimes you may see it labeled as deck screws. Deck screws are fine. They're for outside. They're meant to last longer. Tip number 3. You should build your beds at least 8 inches high. Now I know that you're probably thinking, well, I bought a little garden kit and my garden kit box is only 6 inches high. Well, 8 inches is a good height. Reason being is because things like tomatoes or zucchini, those plants get pretty big. And because they get pretty big, their root system will go pretty deep. Tomato plants on average will send their root system down 12 inches. So if your garden box is only 6 inches, you're limiting the space that your root system for your tomato plants or the zucchini will have to grow. The more depth the root system have, the better. It'll be better to hold moisture. It will actually allow you to plant your plants a little closer, all because the root systems will have enough depth for them to go down, get nutrients and water. Remember, 8 inches is a minimum. 12 inches is good. Anything higher than that, 16, 20, great. Now I know you're thinking, well, what about the smaller ones? So the smaller boxes that you may get from Amazon or Lowe's or Home Depot are good as well. You can put herbs in those. The root system on herbs does not grow as deep. You can also put things like lettuce, spinach in those boxes as well. So they do have a purpose. You can use them. However, they're not as functional as a standard size bed. Standard size bed being at least an 8-inch tall bed, you can grow everything in there. Tip number 4. You want to use cardboard instead of weed cloth. Cardboard is better. It is actually biodegradable. It will actually break down in your soil. It will feed your worms. It will feed other microlife. And over time, it's beneficial for your soil. It's cheaper because you may have some cardboard laying around from the last time you moved. Grab that old cardboard, put it down on the grass, and it will kill the weeds. It won't allow them to grow up. So cardboard instead of weed cloth. Tip number 5. When filling your raised bed up with soil, you want to fill it all the way to the top. It's very important to do this. A lot of my customers, they get a bed and it may be 6 inches high or even 8 inches high, but they only fill it up halfway. Soil depth is the most important thing. When you fill your soil up, you want a good soil mix. So compost is an important thing. Get a good soil amendment and a good balanced fertilizer. The fertilizer should be organic. And with that, you will have the perfect foundation for your transplants or for your seeds. I hope these 5 tips help you with the success of building your raised bed. Remember, success starts with a successful attitude.